Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Bingo and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Bingo's ability to understand and respond to her formal obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give here is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Rich is going to be bringing home several different collars for you to use. Since you have 3 kids, you might want to use a different collar for different times of the day, training versus playing with the children, that type of thing. Now she is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Bingo heel. Now this makes going for a walk with her a pleasure, and she has been taught that every time that you stop your feet, she sits automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So when you're walking down the street, maybe you and the kids and the dog are taking a walk, and you stop to cross traffic or stop to talk to a neighbor, she should be sitting nicely at your left and waiting for her next command.
Stay.
This is her sit stay. It's a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. The long sit stay, when you're practicing at home, you're going to start out for a short period of time, and when you're practicing, lengthening out the amount of time that she can hold it up to 3 minutes. And this helps to develop self-control and maturity on her part. And we're videoing in the house today because it's very hot and humid outside, so we chose the puppy playroom as the place to demonstrate her commands. And those automatic sits are perfect. She sits every single time Rich stops.
Stay.
He leaves her in another sit stay. He turns to face her. And this time, instead of returning to her, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. You use her name, you use a happy voice, but you don't get over the top. Because we want to eliminate her jumping on the children, scaring them or scratching their legs.
Bingo. Oh, Bingo. Good girl.
He talks to her to keep her motivated. He'll leave her in another sit stay. Turn to face her. And then he calls her.
Bingo.
She comes right in and sits.
Sit. Bingo. Bingo.
Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are her down commands. The first one is the down from a heel position. So with her seated, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay again helps to develop focus and self-control, and you should practice this often. Use your video as a reference.
Stay.
When Rich returns back to her again, he walks all the way around her and stops at her shoulders. And he will demonstrate that down from a heel position again for you. And if you practice with her, just put your video on and do what you see Rich doing on the video a couple of times. That's a workout. And then use your commands during the course of the day. Rich will have a lot of tips for you to help keep your household calm and happy when Bingo comes home. This time Rich will call her out of that.
Bingo here.
And the last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. So this time you're going to leave her in a sit stay.
Stay.
You're going to turn to face her. You're going to use your right hand to give the command.
Stay.
And that was perfect. This is really good obedience for a toy breed. Very nicely done. Now we've demonstrated for you all of her obedience skills. There's a lot more that's going to go into this transfer to home besides obedience, and Rich will have written instruction for you when she comes home tomorrow. We've enjoyed every minute of having her, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.